The Focke-Wulf 190 is a German aircraft first built in August 1941. It is most known for serving in late World War II, where the Nazis used it as their main fighter aircraft from its first introduction up to the introduction of the Me-262, Germany's and the world's first ever jet-powered fighter plane. It has also made many appearances in various films. However, I found it in the film Where Eagles Dare, where I was first introduced to the aircraft. Kurt Tank. This is the name of the man responsible for planning and creating the Focke-Wulf 190 aircraft. It was Hermann Goering who gave the request for a new German fighter plane with better capabilities and manoeuvrability to counteract the superior Allied fighters, primarily the Spitfire, in order to serve two main purposes, which were to fight the Allied aircraft which posed a significant threat to Germany's current 109s, and to combat Allied bomber attacks, primarily from Lancasters. The Focke-Wulf 190 saw much action in its World War II service, including Operation Barbarossa, where it was primarily used for the Nazis' air superiority and ground support during the time that the German troops were fighting in the cold. The Focke-Wulf proved to be extremely efficient against the underdeveloped Soviet aircraft, such as the I-16, which had a better turn radius but struggled to compete with the Focke-Wulf 190's superior cannons and boom and zoom tactics. Contradicting of the Focke-Wulf 190's superior capabilities over the Soviet Union's I-16s, Germany still lost Operation Barbarossa due to the Soviet weather conditions advantage and brute force, which was enough to cause tank engines to malfunction and Germany's troops to freeze. It also served in the D-Day landings, where the A8 model was primarily used to defend Normandy against the Spitfires and Mustangs, which it could not compete against very well. Lastly, it served during the Battle of the Bulge, where it served as ground support for Germany's last ever large offensive in a last effort to defeat the Allies, and failed. By then, the D9 was the main model used by the Nazis. As I have already stated, the 190 used boom and zoom tactics, which meant that the Focke-Wulf would take on head-on encounters frequently, using their superior cannons to take out the Allied fighters before they could begin to turn away. This was because the Focke-Wulf 190 was like a flying brick, as its turn radius was horrible and could not compete against the superior turn rate of Allied aircraft. One of the advantages of the Focke-Wulf was that it had superior cannons to the Allied aircraft and could easily take them out in a head-on. The Focke-Wulf was also very fast, meaning they could outrun most Allied aircraft in the field. The Focke-Wulf also had an amazing roll rate, meaning that in a head-on, it could quickly turn out the way of incoming Allied fire before it could reach the aircraft. On the other hand, the Focke-Wulf had an awful turn radius, meaning that it could not get into a turn fight with any kind of aircraft, as it would be immediately outturned and destroyed. Due to the Focke-Wulf's extremely heavy weight, it meant it had a limited climb radius, which damaged it being an energy fighter, meaning it couldn't get to the high altitudes as quickly as its BF-109 counterparts. The Bf-109 was the early German fighter plane which saw its first operational service in 1937 by the Spanish as various Bf-109 B models sold to the Spanish to use in their civil war. Bf-109 is most known for its appearance in the Battle of Britain, Memphis Belle, and the Longest Day. The Bf-109 was Germany's main fighter aircraft alongside the later Focke-Wulf 190 for the entirety of World War II. The company that designed and produced the fighter was Messerschmitt, a large company for Germany during World War II, which contributed heavily to the Luftwaffe's fighting forces throughout the war. During service, the Bf-109 saw various changes and model developments in order to keep up with its main competitors, the Spitfire, the Hawker Hurricane, and the later P-51 Mustang. It was also primarily a bomber escort, especially in the Battle of Britain, where it escorted the Heinkel HE-111 bombers during raids on England. The 109 proved superior to the Focke-Wulf in a few ways, such as its much better turn radius, meaning it could actually participate in turn fights occasionally, unlike the 190. But it was also lighter, meaning it had a much better climb rate. However, this meant pilots would have a harder time keeping their aircraft intact when descending at high speeds and being shot at, due to the plane's lower durability. During the Battle of Britain, approximately 1,500 Bf-109s were used in the conflict, compared to the RAF's much lower 1,200 approximated aircraft, made up of Spitfires and Hurricanes. While the Hurricane was a much better and fair match for the 109, as the 109 had a better climb rate and firepower due to Germany's fuel injections, while the Hurricane had much higher durability and always attacked in groups. However, the Spitfire was a lot better than the 109, which helped in the defeat of the Germans in the Battle of Britain, such as its turn radius being significantly better and upgraded armament over the Hawker Hurricane and superior tactics. It is also during the Battle of Britain where German pilots used to attack Allied aircraft from the direction of the sun, using it to blind Allied pilots' vision to support their attacks. During the Battle of Britain, the Bf-109E was the main model used, which could be seen sporting either a red tip on the end of its nose or a yellow nose cover. The 109 was also used a lot in the D-Day landings, where it should be noted that Luftwaffe was weakened, but allowed for 109s to be used in intercepting Allied aircraft and bombers, and was also used in ground attacks, although proved to be less useful when compared to the Allied aircraft, where the 109 Model G was put against the superior P-51 Mustang and the Mark 9 Spitfire. The Bf-109 Model G can be recognised for its circular nose. The Bf-109 saw its last service in the Battle of the Bulge, where the K variant was used in Germany's failed last offensive. One of the Bf-109's advantages was its increased turn radius when compared to the 190 Focke-Wulf. This meant that it can actually participate in turn fights with aircraft such as Spitfires or Hurricanes. The 109 also had a great climb rate, which allowed it to climb to higher altitudes immediately after it left the ground, meaning it could be used how it was intended, as an energy fighter, more effectively than the 190 could. However, unlike the Focke-Wulf 190, the Bf-109 suffered low durability, meaning if it was shot in a gunfight, it would most likely go down first thing, meaning it was not good for head-on encounters with other aircraft. Due to the 109 being a lot faster than the Focke-Wulf at normal speeds and a lot less durable, it meant that it could not dive straight down in a line without breaking its wings in high speeds. In conclusion, it's very difficult to determine whether the BF-109 or the Focke-Wulf 190 is a superior aircraft, or which would win in a fight of their own. However, if I think that both aircraft are at the same altitude and roughly the same speed, I think that the BF-109 would be able to come out on top. Purely because both of these pilots would be German and they'd both know the tactics that their aircraft would use, and the 109 would not participate in it head-on with the Focke-Wulf, and instead use its great turn radius to outturn the 190 and beat it in a fight, which the 190 can't really combat. However, when it comes to personal favourites, most German veterans and other people on the internet would most likely say the 190 was their favourite aircraft, although for me, I'm going to have to stick with the 109.